So we got a glitch during the replay of the Bron Breakker match. Now, this was on screen for 0.7 seconds, and all you see is this blurry image of a figure, and then the note that we saw on Raw. Remember who you are. Now, there was some other cryptic imagery like the bird, etc. This is stuff we saw, though, literally last night on WWE's TikTok. Well, not theirs. It's the _ come with me that was used during White Rabbit. We did make a video on that last night, but very late into Raw, there was another glitch, and this glitch would have a QR code that you can obviously scan, and it takes you to a WWE website, wwe.com/metamorpho. Now, I had to Google what that means, and it actually means to change into another form, to transform, to transfigure. Does that mean we're not getting Uncle Howdy? Does that mean that someone else is changing form in this group, potentially? The webpage would ask you if you're happy. Yes and no, so whatever you click, it then says, have you ever lost what matters most? Have you ever been forgotten? Do you remember who you are? Will you take my hand? Why did you forget us? Why did you forget? You forgot. We will make you remember. They walked through. You refused. And then this image pops up. We've seen this image before. Very interesting. Now, how you press the buttons actually get you different responses. I'm going to be quiet because there's audio you need to listen to in this video. I do find it interesting. The QR code is pretty much next to Braun Strowman. They could have placed it anywhere on the screen, but next to Braun is very interesting. They, of course, did play the Uncle Howdy Nightbird song in the arena tonight. It has become a tradition at this point. Worth noting, though, that so far I've not seen any reports that it's been played at any live events, only Raws and Smackdowns. And I have to give a shout out to the dude holding up a sign saying the Wyatt 6 will save us, because, okay, this is purely a fan sign, but if WWE didn't like the idea of the Wyatt 6, surely they'd confiscate the sign, because all these teases are building to something, and we assume it's a faction. Maybe this hints at it more that they didn't confiscate the sign. This is things you might have missed from WWE Smackdown. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. This was the eligible draft pool for tonight as the WWE Draft kicked off on SmackDown. All champions are protected, apart from the women's tag champs, because they can go on either brand. I love that they brought back the War Room. I think that's really fun. Of course, Raw having their legends and agents, SmackDown having the same. And with all NXT superstars eligible to be drafted, they were all inside the Performance Center. Fans present as well. It felt like an atmosphere. It felt special. It made the draft seem cool. I have no idea how Roman has the power and the sway to pull out of the draft. Roman goes undrafted, I guess. Round 1 of the draft saw Bianca, Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes and Seth Rollins drafted. Bianca the first pick to go to SmackDown. Jey the first pick for Monday Night Raw. Carmelo Hayes being drafted is such a huge deal. Obviously, a NXT star drafted in the first round, that's big. To come out and to immediately do something with Cody Rhodes, that's even bigger. What a presentation for Carmelo Hayes. If you don't watch NXT, if you don't really know who he is, now you do. The two would have a match later on, but obviously this part of the video is talking about the draft. Round 2 would see some pretty big picks, as SmackDown would pick up Randy Orton and Nia Jax. Raw, Bron Breakker and Liv Morgan. Now, you got to say, with Liv being drafted back to Raw, that means 100% she's going to be going after Becky's title. I'm going to assume that means that Rhea Ripley is going to stay on Monday Night Raw as well, which kind of makes a lot of sense. Raw would draft Bron Breakker, and I think this is such a big deal for Monday nights. I like Bron Breakker. I think he's explosive. Now, at the moment, we've only seen 30-second squash matches on SmackDown. I hope we can get a little bit more from Bron Breakker on a 3-hour Raw. And also, one day down the road, they're going to do Bron versus Carmelo Hayes. With Hayes being on SmackDown, let's split them up a little bit more and let's sort of build to that in the future. Some long-term storytelling tonight as the Dudley Boys would return to deliver the round 3 draft picks in separate war rooms. The draft broke up the Dudley Boys once again. Brilliant. Round 3 would look like this, of course. LA Knight and the Bloodline to SmackDown. Ricochet and Sheamus to Monday Night Raw. With the Bloodline on SmackDown and now Nia Jax on SmackDown, could we finally get Nia Jax join the new Bloodline? Round 4 of the draft would see SmackDown pick up AJ Styles and Andrade, whereas Raw got Alpha Academy and Kiana James. Call up for former NXT's Kiana James. Nice introduction for her tonight. I think she's very talented, so it's very interesting to see what she can do. I did actually expect the draft to be used to split the Alpha Academy, but no, that didn't happen. I'm sure we're going to get more draft picks on like SmackDown Lowdown social media, but this is the draft pool for Monday. Some huge names, including CM Punk, will be drafted on Monday. Also, Braun Strowman. That will be interesting. So lots to look forward to for Monday. The LWOs, Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio defeated Angel and Berto tonight in a match that I wanted to enjoy, except for the fact there was like 2 commercial breaks in the space of 90 seconds and we missed most of the match if you was watching on TV. Come on, man. Why do you have to do that? There was a bigger story here, though, as Santos Escobar would come out and say he's not a liar and present CCTV footage of Carlito attacking Dragon Lee. Very uniquely, that would obviously see Carlito turn in the ring as well, but he didn't look like he wanted to. Maybe he doesn't like Dragon Lee, but he did like Rey Mysterio, and he was just trying to take that spot. I don't know, but it's an interesting storyline. I just was distracted with the fact Santos Escobar, who hates the LWO, literally standing there with an LWO tattoo on his hand. Oh my God. There was a contract signing for the WWE Championship match at Backlash with AJ Styles and champion Cody Rhodes. And I thought this was really done well. I thought this made the title feel really important. I love that it didn't get physical. I love that Cody went on to do more tonight as champion, and AJ Styles is obviously waiting for Backlash. But I thought the contract signing overall was very well done. For me, there was the perfect level of respect, yet there was the undertone of animosity because both men are desperate to hold that championship around their waist. Bron Breakker would defeat Cedric Alexander in a blink and you missed it match. The spear was tremendous though, but the theme song, not so much. What are they doing, man? Def Rebel suck. They literally suck. This theme song is as generic can be, and I don't understand it. You're trying to give someone like Bron Breakker the presentation of a megastar, yet you hear this generic-ass theme song. Come on, WWE, do better, please, man. I really did appreciate Paul Heyman explaining to Solo Sikoa, because he's adding new members, Raw and SmackDown didn't draft the Bloodline early because they don't know what they're getting with the new Bloodline. And I love Tama Tonga's approach, instantly changing Paul Heyman's demeanour. The threat was present, saved though by Kevin Owens, who would come out and attack the Bloodline after he got attacked last week. It didn't end there, as they hyped up the women's tag team title match for Backlash between Jade, Bianca and the Kabuki Warriors. Some figures would emerge brawling. Yes, it was KO, Tama Tonga and Solo, and this time Owens had a friend. Randy Orton would come out and make the save. This is a pretty big deal. Tama Tonga is debuting pretty much against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. That's huge. Nia Jax would attack Bayley during a match between Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Naomi would get involved. Nia would hit back, causing a DQ. Tiffany Stratton, though, we would find out that it will be a triple threat for the women's title. Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany. And the main event, really solid match. Cody Rhodes, Carmelo Hayes. Lots to look forward to in Hayes' future for sure. Cody did win tonight, no real surprise there. But then one last face-off with Cody and AJ. And again, they shook hands. I like this, man. You don't need to do the beatdowns. You don't need to do the brawls all the time. And this just makes it feel a little bit more like you want to see what happens when they finally do fight. It was a decent show tonight. I didn't like the commercial stuff during the LWO, so there's a bit to be critical of. For that reason, 7 out of 10 seems very fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, hit the like button, share the video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!